Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary.
100 Women in Finance.
100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversário, 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Congratulations to 100 Women in Finance on your 20th anniversary.
Feliz 20º aniversário a 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversario, 100 Women in Finance. From Toronto, happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
So actually reflecting back right to the beginning, my first involvement was with our very first New York gala.
Well, it was definitely the first New York gala.
I turned up at a meeting and I didn't know anybody in the room. I was relatively new to the industry myself.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I had no idea what was going to happen.
And I knew I couldn't be on the sales team for this because I really was new to the industry, so I didn't know people.
The next day I got a call from Leslie Rawl, who was hosting the event, and she said, could you do sales? And I was like, okay.
But I said, I'm a born organizer. I can do the logistics for this event. And she said, oh, it's fine, the secretary of so-and-so is going to do all of the logistics. And I said, that's great, but obviously it's a lot of work. You've got to choose a menu, you've got to do all of the production piece. She's like, okay, but I think we're fine.
And she also asked me who the person I was sitting next to was, because she had a British accent and maybe she would be willing to do the event planning. I told her it was Amanda Pollinger.
The next day, Joan called me to say, she said, I've been asked to call you because there was a conversation about who was that English girl that said she might do the logistics. And so we literally had 6 weeks to plan this gala. We raised $800,000, right?
So it was very exciting, and the reward was unbelievable.
And the night of that gala, we walked into Cipriani, and there was a moment just before everybody was let in that was so magical, because it's like, we did this. We collectively pulled this off. And you're worried, is anybody going to show up? Is it all going to go? And it was just, there was a moment of silence before the door opened where we all kind of said, wow.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Honey, 20 anniversary.
100 Women in Finance.
100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversário 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Congratulations to 100 Women in Finance on your 20th anniversary.
Feliz 20º aniversário a 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversario, 100 Women in Finance. From Toronto, happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
back right to the beginning, my first involvement was with our very first New York gala.
Well, it was definitely the first New York gala.
I turned up at a meeting and I didn't know anybody in the room. I was relatively new to the industry myself.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I had no idea what was going to happen.
And I knew I couldn't be on the sales team for this because I really was new to the industry, so I didn't know people.
The next day I got a call from Leslie Rawl, who was hosting the event, and she said, "Could you do sales?" And I was like, okay.
But I said, I'm a born organizer. I can do the logistics for this event. And she said, oh, it's fine. The secretary of so-and-so is going to do all of the logistics. And I said, that's great. But, you know, obviously it's a lot of work. You've got to choose a menu. You've got to do all of the production piece. She's like, okay, but I think we're fine.
And she also asked me who the person I was sitting next to was, because she had a British accent and maybe she would be willing to do the event planning. I told her it was Amanda Pollinger.
The next day, Joan called me to say, she said, I've been asked to call you because there was a conversation about who was that English girl that said she might do the logistics. And so we literally had 6 weeks to plan this gala. We raised $800,000, right?
So it was very exciting, and the reward was unbelievable.
And the night of that gala, we walked into Cipriani, and there was a moment just before everybody was let in that was so magical, because it's like, we did this. We collectively pulled this off. And you know, you're worried, is anybody going to show up? You know, is it all going to go? And it was just, there was a moment of silence before the door opened where we all kind of said, wow.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary.
100 Women in Finance.
100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversário 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Parabéns, 100 Women in Finance, pelo aniversário de 20 anos.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
Happy 20th anniversary, 100 Women in Finance.
Congratulations to 100 Women in Finance on your 20th anniversary.
Feliz 20º aniversário a 100 Women in Finance.
Feliz 20º aniversario, 100 Women in Finance. From Toronto, happy 20th anniversary to 100 Women in Finance.
Welcome everyone to this very special event. I'm Vanessa Ewan, chair of the 20th Annual New York Gala.
Thank you all for being here. I'm Anjali Patel, vice chair of this year's gala, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of 100 Women in Finance globally and is a historic step for our organization. Tonight we are looking forward to celebrating all of the progress we have made as a community in the finance industry for women of all backgrounds and career stages. We will honor 100 Women in Finance's global volunteers who have made this progress possible over the course of the past 20 years with the Affecting Change Award, as well as a very special pioneer of Women in Finance with the North America Industry Leadership Award.
We've collaborated with an amazing gala committee who has worked tirelessly to put this event together, both here virtually and in person in New York City at Cipriani's. We could not have done this without the constant support of our Leadership Council sponsors, Global Angels, our newly formed CEO Circle, the 20th Anniversary Committee, all of our global sponsors, and of course, the 100 Women in Finance staff. We deeply appreciate the support as it sustains our operations, allows our growth in new geographies, enables us to serve new membership cohorts, and develop new programs. We would not be able to make such a strong commitment to the finance industry without all of this generosity.
All proceeds from tonight's event will go to 100 Women in Finance's Investing in the Next Generation. This initiative supports 100 Women in Finance's pre-career programs and local program partners who prepare and encourage pre-career young women of all backgrounds to pursue pathways into the finance industry. After tonight, I hope you all become just as excited as I am for the next 20 years of 100 Women as we strengthen our footholds in the finance industry. Now take a walk with me down memory lane as we turn back time and take a look at what has made 100 Women in Finance so successful and amazing over all of these years.
The mission it's really about helping one another, women supporting other women.
Being able to attend educational events, which is part of the mission of 100 Women, was great for me. It really helped me understand the business a lot more. And also the support that you get every step of the way in your career was also important.
To be included at the table and to see a career path for generational is a very powerful mission to have.
Definitely about connections, right? I mean, that's one of the things that the founders had really, done when they brought together women across the industry in different roles, right? Those connections, at every level, whether they're peers, whether they're more mentors, in bringing, newer people into the organizations.
You may be the only woman in your workplace, or you may be the only woman in a particular role, and that's actually pretty tough to be the only one. We've enabled you to find your people in that global community?
100 Women really promotes visibility and inclusivity, and that is really, what's changed my view. It has shone the light on many different opportunities and roles for women.
There's always a saying we always say, like, if you can see it, you can be it. And I think that's one of the things, seeing more women being visible, like whether it's on, CNN or Bloomberg, right? I think the momentum has been building and now it's continuing.
I wish I had had this organization when I was starting out my career, because I think that it would have accelerated it.
Today, with all this support and so much positivity in society about promoting women and supporting, uplifting women, it just feels like we're not swimming against the tide, we're swimming with the tide. So that, again, is really exciting, because I feel like, wow, look at what we've accomplished in the first 20 years. What more can we do in the next 20 years? That's just really exciting. So that really excites me as well for the next generation. We were very aspirational even from the beginning.
That mission that we had all those years ago still is relevant today. We kept our mission of empowering women in the industry, but we added that we wanted to inspire, equip, and advocate for the next generation of pre-career young women.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vanessa Ewan, and I'm the 20th Annual New York Gala Chair. I am so honored to share this couch with these 5 fabulous women to reminisce on the past 20 years of 100 Women in Finance. Here with me, I have Amanda Pullinger, a founding member and CEO of 100 Women in Finance, Lauren Malafronte, an early member and current chair of the board, Carol Kim, one of our 3 co-founders, Joan Werner, a founding board member and board treasurer emeritus, and Mindy Pozoff, a founding board member and vice chair emeritus. I'm really eager to jump right in. Carol, after you, Dana, and Sarah realized that there was this need for a community within the finance industry, and specifically hedge funds at the time, you decided to form a social gathering at Flute Champagne Bar in Midtown Manhattan. You were surprised by the turnout. You had about 60 individuals from all walks of the hedge fund industry, from service providers to portfolio managers. What surprised you most about that evening?
Just the buzz and the energy that we were on to something, and it wasn't something that just was exciting and meant something to the 3 of us, but to all the women, all 60 women that were there that evening. So what we did was, the 3 of us, we sent out emails to every woman that we knew in the hedge fund industry at the time, and we encouraged everyone to forward the email onto another woman. So 60 women showed up at this champagne bar in Midtown, as you said, Flute. Another approximately 40 responded saying, "Great idea, let me know the next time." And that's how we came up with 100. So we were very aspirational even from the beginning.
Mindy, what did you take away from that evening?
I'd never seen everybody in one place, 1, and 2, I was so surprised that people didn't know each other. Because if I knew 15, how did they not know it? And I remember walking away, running for the train that night with Dana and Mimi, saying, this is powerful. Having this many women in our business on a rainy day, Christmas week, joining us, it's like there's a necessity here to keep this going.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the conversation that night was everyone introducing themselves, exchanging cards, and saying, "This is great. let's do it again. Let's get together. We can't believe we didn't do this sooner.
I can't believe I don't know you.
Yeah.
We do what I do. You do what I do. How do I not know you? Yeah.
So
it was
that
really
was
powerful.
the conversation. That was the buzz. And we all left that night with that same buzz. And then we just followed through.
We didn't start as an organization. It grew very quickly. It just kind of exploded. And Joan, you have been our treasurer
Yes.
for almost the entire time, 17 years.
17 years to be exact.
Right.
Yes, doing spreadsheets. I was the financial person, doing everything, running the audits, checking the tax returns. I feel like I was working probably about 20 hours a week just on a volunteer basis for the organization.
Over the past 17 years, how did you see the organization change from a structural standpoint?
I mean, I felt like it needed to have an infrastructure put in place. We couldn't keep growing at this rate without that. And that's when I started working with our chair on building the infrastructure from getting employees on board.
To this day, I really believe that when we add a new staff member, we're then able to leverage that many more volunteers to do work around the world. So there's this amazing leverage effect, but we needed to make that decision. So 2007, I became part-time. And then 2013, Mimi Drake, who was the chair of the board at the time, and really was very much part of this institutionalizing and creating further governance as well, asked me to become CEO on a full-time basis. And the rest, as they say, is history.
And just because this is something that's volunteer or an association doesn't mean that we can't go about it in a smart, thoughtful, strategic way.
All the reasons why we started 100 Women originally still are out there. So when we decided that we had a Hong Kong location, and then a young woman in Singapore said, hey, I want to create something in Singapore, and pulled together a senior practitioner dinner, which Carol and I attended. And it's so interesting that once again, those women should have known each other, but they didn't know each other. So 100 women pulled those, we created that opportunity to come together, and now Singapore is one of our very successful new locations.
It's something so special that we've created, I think, it's this global industry for professional association. But because it was volunteer run, we're in the trenches together, we're filling gala bags in someone's apartment and Amanda's apartment. We're driving together to DC for some event together in a car. We really get to know each other.
If you go onto our website and you see all the faces of the women that we are, celebrating this year, including us, right, our volunteers, and you know so many of them, and they've all done it because of the same reason, right? They're getting something back, and that's something, that I think is just, it's infectious, right? If you are, a volunteer, and it's not just about going to events, going to education events, but it's really kind of making those connections, whether it's in, PAGs, wherever they are, or it's on big events like Gala.
Mindy, you made a beautiful statement. You said, I'm in awe of what we've built here, but I'm equally in awe of where we're going. Lauren, Amanda, talk to us about the most recent kind of pivotal moment for the organization.
And we had an all-day offsite, and we had people, some of our, colleagues from the UK had joined us as well. And we talked about what is the future of 100 Women. And I remember we all had sticky pads, right? And we had to write down our thoughts for the next 20 years or for the future. And out of it came up, well, we have raised all this money, right? We've raised $55 million for organizations, but did we change the industry? Like, we changed the lives of ourselves and the women in it, but the numbers aren't changing, right? And how do we change that? And from that, it was like, well, we need to really invest in the next generation. We had already had the start of, next gen groups and so on, but how do we really focus and grow and reach younger women, and at that point we weren't really where we are today, but it was the start of it. But the pivotal moment was, let's start investing in the next generation through 100 Women and not through these other partnering with other organizations, but that really impacted the future of our industry.
We kept our mission of empowering women in the industry, but we added that we wanted to inspire, equip, and advocate for the next generation of pre-career young women. And so that really is what launched our new impact pillar, which is what we're raising money for at our galas around the world, to really ensure that the next generation are aware of what the industry is, are aware of the different roles in the industry, but also that they can see that there are women like them in this industry and understand what the pathways are into the industry, to be inspired by our volunteers, again, going back to our volunteers. And so that was really, that was a pivotal moment, and we're already beginning to see so many great pilot programs like Jumpstart that we created this year, and all of this is now embodied in what we are calling Vision 30 by 40. And that's a really important step towards the next 20 years of our organization.
Yeah. I thank you all for spending time with me today. It has been a pleasure to kind of remember what it's been like to fuel this organization, build this organization. We have so much, more to do, starting with me paying it forward. And with that, after spending some time reflecting on the past 20 years, we'd like to share what's next for 100 Women in Finance.
I am so honored to have been part of such a wonderful discussion, reminiscing on the growth of 100 Women in Finance. We are now in 28 locations around the globe, with plans for launching several more in 2022. Our next-gen early career committees, made up of women within the first 10 years of their careers, are now in 14 of these locations. Our newly launched mid-career committees are already in 4 locations, with more to be introduced around the globe. We continue to provide our senior practitioners with opportunities to connect with each other in executive networking sessions by role and topics. Our philanthropic efforts have been directed to reach, inspire, and support young women in high school, college, and business schools to consider a career in finance. And we did this all while holding true to our mission to strengthen the global finance industry by empowering women to achieve their professional potential at every career stage. We are proud to have many individuals and organizations join us in this effort and support our initiatives. Thank you to our angels and supporters for your support. Thank you to our CEO and our staff for leading our organization. And thank you to our volunteers globally, past and present, including my fellow board members we honor tonight with the Affecting Change Award for your passion and tireless efforts to continue the goal our visionary founders set for us 20 years ago. Our vision for the next 20 years is what we call Vision 30 by 40. We want to see women make up 30% of investment teams and executive positions by the year 2040. To achieve this goal and make an impact on the financial industry, it requires that we reach more women who are already in finance, as well as recruit pre-career women to advocate for a new era of industry leadership. Our visibility campaigns seek to address the underrepresentation of women in finance, fintech, and investment roles, hoping to evolve the public perception of what an expert in the field looks like. We are increasing the visibility of today's female financial professionals, and we are also motivating the next generation of talent to aspire to these roles.
The global finance industry presents some of the most compelling career opportunities for young people today. It allows them to use their creativity, smarts, and drive to foster economic growth, to design financial opportunities for others. Finance industry enables people to build strong global relationships that create value. Our industry professionals are rewarded for thinking deeply and from different perspectives. At 100 Women in Finance, we want young women to realize this opportunity and also to know that they have place here before they make their career decisions. Our Investing in the Next Generation initiative aims to reach, inspire, and support young women in high school, university, and business school levels. These career-ready professionals will become a talent pipeline for our future leadership in the industry.
Thanks to the support of industry sponsors and the dedication of our member volunteers, we have worked to develop and implement initiatives around the world. We offer 1 year of complimentary membership to university students, providing them access to our global network as they navigate their studies and professional plans. Our staff regularly speak to collegiate finance clubs and classes to introduce students to the benefits of our organization and the industry. We strategically partner with nonprofit organizations including Rock the Street Wall Street, Black Girls Code, Portfolios with Purpose, and Girls Who Invest, and provide funding to help advance their initiatives. Our Industry Jumpstart program, launched in May 2021, provides college-age students with an introduction to the financial services industry and the opportunity to meet experienced financial professionals. In the Cayman Islands, Girl Force 100 was launched in 2017 and today serves 50 female high school students who are on their way to university and into the world of work. In the United Kingdom, Maths for Girls debuted in 2019 and brings female finance industry professionals into schools for career talks and role modeling. Our collaboration with youth leadership program, the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, is active in Bermuda, Canada, and in Hong Kong via the Hong Kong Award for Young People. And in Hong Kong, we further partner with the Women's Foundation in support of its Girls Go Tech program and the Hong Kong Award for Young People in its Project One to Infinity. We also implemented our own 100 Women Inspiring Graduate Mentorship Program for university students.
What excites me about the finance industry is the opportunity to empower and give opportunities to young female entrepreneurs to start their journeys. Only 2.7% of VC funding goes to female entrepreneurs, which needs to be changed. And with more women getting into the finance industry, being in those conversations, making those moves, we're able to readjust and reallocate the funds to be able to invest in female ideas, female entrepreneurs, and endeavors.
Being at 100 Women in Finance has allowed me to really put on a lot of different hats. I get to interview finance professionals working in the African continent. I get to do research papers and help out with projects like the Jumpstart Initiative. I've got a chance to meet a lot of wonderful people and really challenge my misconceptions about finance, such as the culture or whether people who look like me even work in finance. As someone who's an economics major with a passion for African studies, I honestly feel like this job was a dream come true.
We know that tomorrow's finance industry will need diverse leaders who both appreciate and can advance the positive role that investing can play in the world around us. By reaching young women today with our Investing in the Next Generation initiatives, we stand stronger chance to show them how they can use their talents, hard work, curiosity, and creativity to help form a finance industry that we collectively envision.
You know, I would have thought a little bit more about what direction I wanted to go in. The finance industry has a number of different kind of roles and responsibilities and jobs. It's not just you're a trader or you're an investment banker, it's so much more than that. And if I would have found 100 Women, I would have had the opportunity to kind of look into different pathways and really find what was right for me instead of you know, maybe jumping around or feeling things out, have a better knowledge going into interviews and really pinpointing what it is I wanted to do.
I would have made connections a lot earlier. I didn't have anything like that until I was like mid-career. I think if I would have had those, you know, maybe 20 years prior, just my network would have been much, much bigger. But I wish in some ways that I would have had the opportunity to have a place like 100 Women when I was younger.
I didn't start my career in finance, but certainly for me, at the point that I started in finance, 100 Women has been critical because it's built those relationships. It's given you a safe space to ask the silly questions, right, which we don't want to ask, but are important, right, in terms of learning. And so having that network, having the education events that we put on, learning about different parts of the industry. I mean, I feel like I did have 100 women when I needed it early in my, not early in my career, but certainly in those early stages of being in the finance industry. So I feel I benefited from that, you know, at that stage anyway.
I just feel like I look back and think, wow, this would have helped me a lot in my career, and definitely I would have been a lot further in my career sooner if I had this support system, because the power of the network of the organization is amazing. And you know, I could reach out for advice. Within my own organizations, I didn't have that power.
As a past Industry Leadership Award honoree of 100 Women in Finance, a past board chair, and currently chair emeritus of the board, it's my honor to pay this tribute to all of our gala honorees in our 20th anniversary year. Over the past 20 years, we have recognized an impressive group of women globally who have truly inspired our community and have been committed to 100 Women's mission. These honorees have had a tremendous impact on the industry. They have helped us spearhead internal initiatives and have encouraged their own organizations to support 100 Women's mission, all while excelling in their own personal careers. The Industry Leadership Award has been presented annually over the last 20 years in recognition of exemplary professional talent, business ethics, and a passion for investing. These honorees further define and advance the industry's standards of excellence. This award has always been a way for 100 Women to highlight amazing female talent and leadership in the finance industry across our 3 global regions. By creating visibility for women leaders in our industry, we not only honor these individuals for their contributions, we also showcase female talent for the next generation of women leaders.
Good evening. In 2020, I was awarded 100 Women in Finance's North America Industry Leadership Award. 100 Women in Finance is focused on showcasing female portfolio managers through its Fund Women Visibility Initiative. I was fortunate to be part of a pilot that 100 Women launched with CNBC in 2019, and now I regularly appear on television providing market and investment commentary. The recognition that came with the Industry Leadership Award further increased my public visibility, and most importantly, it reinforced to the next generation of women that they too can become professional investors and portfolio managers. Thank you to Amanda Pullinger, to the staff and board of directors of 100 Women in Finance, and to the many volunteers and sponsors who support this important organization. Thank you for all you do. Happy 20th anniversary to all.
Thank you, Valerie, for sharing that with us. Every year at our galas, 100 Women also recognizes individuals with an Affecting Change award. We have acknowledged both men and women who have made a significant difference in line with our mission as an organization. Our very first Affecting Change honoree was Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in 2002, who was a senator at the time. Other past Affecting Change honorees include Julian Robertson, Robert Rubin, Ray Dalio, David Rubenstein, Carl Icahn, and George Soros, among others. Over the past years, women and men have played an integral part of our mission, and we thank them all for leading the way for others to join our journey to Vision 30 by 40. Congratulations to all the past honorees and to those being honored this year. Happy 20th anniversary.
As CEO of 100 Women in Finance, one of the aspects of our gala events over the past 20 years that I'm most proud of is our Industry Leadership Award. This award is presented on a regional basis to women in our industry who've shown leadership in the finance and alternative investment industries. Not only is this a genuine award to acknowledge leadership in the finance industry, it's also a wonderful opportunity to raise the visibility of women who are deserving of recognition of their achievements. In an industry where women are underrepresented, particularly in senior roles, it's also imperative that these leaders are visible to the next generation of young women so they can be what they can see. In our 20th anniversary year, I'm proud to announce that this year's Industry Leadership Award for North America is presented to Jean Hines, CEO of Wellington Management. Huge congratulations to you, Jean.
Hi, I'm Terry Burgess, Managing Partner at Wellington Management. Today it is my great honor to introduce Jean Hines, the recipient of the 100 Women in Finance 2021 North American Industry Leadership Award, an award that is given to a woman whose professional talent, business ethics, and passion for investing help define and advance the industry standard of excellence. At Wellington, we have made a commitment to make meaningful, measurable progress in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we are inspired by the mission of 100 Women in Finance to help women achieve their full professional potential. Having known Jean and watched her professional development for more than 15 years, I can tell you she has helped to define investment and leadership excellence at our firm, and that she has an incredibly inspirational story and a passion for this business that will serve the 100 Women in Finance mission very well. After graduating from Wellesley College in 1991, Jean joined Wellington as an administrative assistant on our healthcare team. In the 30 years since, she has honed her skill as a researcher in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries, and then as a portfolio manager, and then as a team leader for our healthcare fund, which today manages more than $80 billion in assets, including the nearly $50 billion in the Vanguard Healthcare Fund that Jean continues to run. In 2014, Jean was elected to be one of the firm's 3 managing partners. And this year, she took the helm as the company's 5th CEO and the first woman to hold that role. Throughout her career, Jean has demonstrated vision, optimism, and fortitude. And she has been a valued role model for so many women, offering not just professional guidance, but also coaching them through the challenges of managing the work-life balance that she has faced as a mother. So we could not be more pleased at Wellington to see Jean honored with this award and to share in the effort to inspire future industry leaders who might follow in her footsteps. With that, I'm pleased to hand it over to Jean.
Thank you, Terry. I am humbled and honored to be this year's recipient of the North American Industry Leadership Award from 100 Women in Finance. The work that your organization is doing to empower women and help them fulfill their potential is so important and so inspirational, and I can't help but look at it through the lens of my own career. As an undergraduate, I studied economics at Wellesley College, a major that made my immigrant parents very nervous because there wasn't a specific kind of job that I would be trained for. So when I graduated 3 decades ago, I needed to find work so they wouldn't worry. And I found my way into a very entry-level job at a little-known company in a relatively obscure industry. And all 3 turned out to be amazing. The investment management industry was still recovering from the 1987 crash when I began my career, and has grown to become a vital part of the economy by allocating capital to companies, industries, and governments to spur innovation and economic growth, and ultimately helping asset owners to grow their assets and improve their beneficiaries' lives. The job has been fantastic as well. For the past 30 years, the ability to learn about the world each day has been almost endless. I have loved learning about the markets, industries, and companies, and interacting with clients, company management teams, peers, and colleagues. And finally, to practice my art at Wellington, a culture-driven company that has provided significant opportunities for professional development, just as a persuasive recruiter told me it would be 30 years ago, has just been a gift. It's a place filled with extraordinary people who help me learn and grow. I feel very fortunate to have had tremendous mentors and partners throughout my career. The good thing about the practice of investing is that it is gender blind, and so are the men who helped guide me on the journey from research to portfolio management to leadership, my partners Ed Owens and Phil Perlmutter and Brendan Swords. I also learned from a group of extraordinary women partners at Wellington, women who helped pave the way for me and others in a firm that, like many, had ambitions, but still needed to make progress in a male-dominated industry. And finally, my husband, Mark, who also paved new paths to support me in my career. I do believe that we as an industry are making headway, but we still have plenty of work to do. For our part, Wellington has been on a journey to attract and develop female talent throughout our business, and specifically in investment roles. There have been improvements with more than 1/3 of our senior leadership roles held by women, for example. And about 20% of our partners are women, up from 14% in 2014 when I became a managing partner. That's just a start though. I strongly believe that being very deliberate makes a large difference. Mentoring, role modeling, providing stretch assignments, and encouraging risk-taking, these are all priorities for me as CEO. Importantly, this is a journey that many of our clients are on as well, and I believe they will hold all of us to higher standards going forward. And I believe we can meet those standards and that we collectively need a sense of urgency to do so. So with that, I will say thank you again to 100 Women in Finance for this award. My hope tonight is that this recognition, along with all the other great work this organization and its members are doing, will inspire my 4 daughters and many other young women to pursue their professional passions wherever that takes them, and provide another stepping stone for the next generation of investment professionals. Thank you.
Our second award of the evening is the Affecting Change Award. The Affecting Change Award recognises finance industry colleagues and supporters who've gone the extra mile to create a more inclusive, equitable, and stronger industry for all. In our 20th anniversary year, I'm pleased to announce that this year's 100 Women in Finance's Affecting Change Award goes to all our dedicated volunteers, both past and present, who have contributed to 100 Women in Finance's mission. I'm so proud to be presenting this award, not only as CEO of 100 Women, but also as someone whose involvement with 100 Women began as a volunteer. In 2002, I was the principal at Aquamarine Capital and new to the alternative investment world. I joined 100 Women and immediately got involved in volunteering for the very first New York Gala in December 2002. I signed up to run all the logistics for the gala and remember having to wear massive headphones so that I could coordinate the speeches on stage. Boy, they went so well with my long gown. It was great to be part of that first 100 Women Gala with our Affecting Change honoree Hillary Clinton, who was a New York senator at the time. It was wonderful to see that through the collective efforts of women in the industry, we could raise significant funds for a great cause. But the most special part of that first gala was building friendships with colleagues in the industry. And today, many of those women are amongst my closest friends. The thousands of volunteers who have contributed to our mission over the past 20 years are truly the horsepower of our organization. The growth of the organization to 28 global locations across 4 continents is a testament to the passion of our pioneering volunteers, who not only saw the value of bringing 100 Women in Finance to a new location, but also put in the work to enable others to benefit from the power of the global network. I have a wonderful and dedicated staff team based around the world, but it's the leverage of our volunteers that has enabled us to truly execute on our mission of empowering women in the industry and inspiring, equipping, and advocating for the next generation of pre-career young women. Whether you've served on the board or advisory council, worked on education events, created peer engagement group opportunities, executed on our Fund Women and Women in FinTech initiatives, or contributed to our impact efforts investing in the next generation, we applaud you tonight. Congratulations to all our global volunteers, past and present, the Affecting Change Award 2021 is presented to all of you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to join you virtually on the occasion of your 20th anniversary gala. You know, it was 20 years ago I was first introduced to 100 Women. Back then, it was 100 Women in Hedge Funds, and I was thrilled to be the first Affecting Change honoree for my work focused on creating greater access to health care for all, particularly for women and children. Just as 100 Women was a newly formed organization, I was a newly minted senator representing New York. I think it's safe to say a lot has transpired since then. But I'm just as passionate as I ever have been about the causes that brought us together for that very first gala. I want to express my personal appreciation also for the generous support that 100 Women gave to the Clinton Foundation to help fund the Alliance for a Healthier Generation's important work reducing the prevalence of childhood obesity in the United States. On this and so many vital issues, 100 Women in Finance has been on the front lines, helping to make a difference while also remaining committed to building a more diverse and gender equitable finance industry, a mission that is certainly music to my ears. So congratulations, my friends, on celebrating this 20th anniversary. I look forward to following your progress in the next 20 years. And in the meantime, I wish everyone health, safety, and even more success.
Finally, in our 20th anniversary year, we are pleased to announce a new award that we will be presenting at future galas. The 100 Women Industry DEI Award, sponsored by JP Morgan, will recognize an organization in the broad finance industry in each of our 3 regions who's demonstrated a tangible commitment to developing a culture supportive of diversity, equity, and inclusion at all levels. We believe that by publicly recognizing those organizations who are making positive change, we will set the standard for the rest of the industry to follow. More details on this award and how to apply will be announced shortly.
Congratulations to 100 Women in Finance in your 20th anniversary year. In my role as Global Ambassador of 100 Women in Finance's Next Generation Initiatives, I've had the opportunity to see 100 Women in Finance's work in action. I've spent time with 100 Women in Finance members and volunteers in Dublin, Toronto, Hong Kong, the Cayman Islands, New York, and in London. Wherever I am, 100 Women in Finance members are reliably eager to serve, possess an impulse to share their insights and guidance, and have a desire to create opportunities for the next generation of women entering the industry. These attributes not only support colleagues at whatever career stage they may be, they will also help realise the organisation's Vision 3040 and make a real difference to diversity in the industry in the coming years. I look forward to seeing the progress and congratulate 100 Women in Finance on 20 remarkable years.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness, for your endless support of 100 Women in Finance and investing in the next generation. 2021 has been an incredible year for many reasons, and most notably to this organization as we celebrate our 20th anniversary. Although many of our planned events remained virtual, we had the opportunity to expand our reach by connecting our members via our live and on-demand programming, regardless of country or time zone. With over 250 events and more than 200 hours of video recordings available, we continue to provide our members with a community when we needed it the most.
With your support, we can continue providing access to events and to our global network, as well as advancing our Vision 30 by 40. The next 20 years are just as important, and perhaps even more important than the last 20. You can become a part of our Investing in the Next Generation work by contributing now. You can do this by finding the silent auction and pledge buttons on the top right of your screen. There you will see a number of amazing items to bid on, as well as make a direct donation.
As you can see from Chaitali's work, your donations make a direct impact for young college and university students around the globe. Over the past year, 100 Women in Finance has helped support college students as they navigated a virtual educational experience and uncertain job market. We produced the first 100 Women in Finance Jumpstart program this year, welcomed student members with sponsored memberships, and formed relationships with colleges and universities around the world.
I'm so proud of our Jumpstart program from this year, a pre-internship course for students in the first and second years of university, where we were able to introduce them to the industry, talk about the roles in the industry, and then help them through the process of understanding how they got an internship and what prep work they could do for the internship. Our goal is to be able to offer this program to 200 to 350 students annually.
As we look ahead to the future, we invite you to help us celebrate all of the students beginning university this fall in one or more of the following ways. A $100 donation sponsors a full year of access to 100 Women in Finance for a college student through an annual membership. When you donate $250, you sponsor one student to participate in the Jumpstart program. And at the $1,000 level, you provide 5 annual 100 Women in Finance memberships, as well as 2 student access passes to a Jumpstart program.
Again, we invite you to please consider supporting investing in the next generation. And let's warmly welcome the finance leaders of tomorrow to 100 Women and our industry.
Thank you so much for your support this evening.
Congratulations again to Jean Hines and our global volunteers, and much appreciation to everyone who has supported this organization for the past 20 years. A special thank you to our gala production company, Sequence. I hope you enjoyed spending some time honoring what an amazing organization 100 Women in Finance has become, and are inspired to work with us on our mission of Vision 3040.
I am so happy you were able to join us tonight, whether it's from New York or another place in the world. We look forward to seeing you at next year's New York Gala, where we will continue to celebrate everything that makes this organization great. Good night, and thank you so much again for being a vital part of 100 Women in Finance. Here's to another 20 years of impact.